Hey guys, welcome. This is a bite-sized nugget. These are ideas that aren't quite a full podcast, but still need to be said. And today I have two big concepts. They're really quick. This is going to be a super fast little bite-sized nugget. Number one, stop asking your toddler why they're doing something, whether that's why they're not peeing and pooping on the potty, whether that's why they hit another kid, why they did anything, because they don't know. You're never going to get a good answer. So asking a toddler why is expecting them to have capabilities and brain development that they probably don't have. Now, they may be able to say, I hit that kid because they took a toy from me. Yeah, but you probably knew that, right? You just don't want to rely on their information because they're not going to give you good information. Why did you not sleep well? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Our job as parents is to interpret their behavior, especially in these early years, okay? And set up the environment so that they don't do the bad things. They don't do the wrong things, right? So we want to set up, yes, environments, but we also want to translate behavior, because if we continually ask our kids why, and then they don't give us good information, it's just a sort of useless thing. And then we also start to think that we can't trust our kids. Also, kids are liars and they're gaslighters. I'm going to do a whole episode on lying, but I just read that your average 4-year-old lies once every 2 hours and your average 6-year-old lies once every hour. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into lying. But I had somebody comment on Instagram that their new 2-year-old, so like 24 months, just started lying. And I was like, ooh, I don't know. And that's something I actually wanted to do a little more research on, but 2-year-olds aren't really capable of lying. They're mostly terrible reporters. And so that's the problem, is if you ask your kid why they did something or why they're thinking of something or why they acted the way they did, it can feel like they're lying when they probably don't even have the brain development yet to actually lie. Lying is a cognitive milestone, by the way, and there is some brain development that goes into it. Most kids under the age of 3 aren't lying. They just don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's for real. So it's just a bad question. And this is in the range of, like, if you ask your kid why, are you wrecking your kid? No, not at all. You're not wrecking your parenting. It's just not effective. It's not an effective question. It also puts you at a disadvantage in a leadership position. Okay. It's like, why'd you do that? It puts you in the whining, like, explain this to me, when they're not at the age. No, we don't hit other kids, period. Like, end of story. Okay. So it undermines your position as a parent and as a leader. Okay. And the second big concept, I'm going to probably say this every freaking podcast now, because I cannot tell you the amount of parents who say this. I tried co-regulating and it didn't work. Guys, co-regulation is not about working or not working. It is literally you staying calm in the midst of your child's chaos. It is not to shut them down. It is not to shut them up. It is not to stop the tantrum. It is not to stop the meltdown. It is not to stop the behavior. It is simply modeling and staying calm in the face of your child's chaos, whether that's external chaos or internal chaos. That is it, okay? Therefore, by its very nature, it cannot work or not work. It is or it isn't. Either you are regulated and you are co-regulating, or you are dysregulated and unable to co-regulate. It doesn't work. I hate that freaking word when it comes to childhood. I tried potty training. It didn't work. I tried co-regulating. It didn't work. I tried dental parenting. It didn't work. These imply a trick. These imply a set outcome. These imply, that's like saying, I tried to raise a child, but it didn't work. Oh my God, how ridiculous. Oh, I sent my kid to kindergarten, but it didn't work. What? Right? Because no, these things are a process, right? Like, there's no trick to it. And there's no, if you just do this, everything's going to be okay. And that's co-regulation. That's it, is learning to stay calm when your child is in chaos, and I literally just got NPR called me for an interview. And they wanted to know some scripts, which you guys know I fucking hate. And they were like, what are some toddler phrases that will get kids to stop the behavior? Like if they are having a hard time winding down, what's a good phrase for them? And I just laughed and I was like, you're kidding me, right? Like if we had the phrase, don't you think every freaking parent would know it? Like, no, if a child's having a hard time winding down for bedtime, we set up a different environment so the child has an easier time with bedtime. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I had a magic phrase to get your kid to go to bed? Holy shit, I'd be rich. But again, it's this cultural thing we've created that like, oh, if you just say the right thing, your kid's going to be okay. Your kid's going to calm down. Your kid's going to do the right thing. Your kid's going to behave. And this leads to a deeper cultural expectation that if you parent just get the magic code, you're going to turn out a well-adjusted, well-regulated, securely attached, blah, 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 blah kid. No. Humans don't work that way. Child rearing doesn't work that way. And it's driving us fucking bonkers because literally everybody just thinks if they have the words, if they have the magic code, that everything's going to be fine. Number one, I don't want to burst your bubble. Your kid could go sideways at any point in life. Things can happen. Okay. I know people who had a perfectly lovely childhood and ended up being a little sketch. Okay. So we don't control the outcome. You will not control the outcome of what kind of person your child becomes. This is not a given. This is not a guarantee. Okay. I hate to burst your bubble. And you will die trying. You thinking, all I can think is that master lock that has the 5 dials and you're trying to get the right number combination. You will drive yourself absolutely bonkers trying to get the absolute right combination. And it's all for naught because you may even think you have the right combination and your kids still could go sideways. There are so many factors that can fuck us up as humans along the way. And your kid is no better or worse. And this goes along with what Lenore Skenazy was saying, like if we keep our kids safe enough, nothing's going to happen. No, that's not true. Death and horrible things and injury come to everybody at some point in time. There is no magic you can do to keep your child safe that doesn't cause extreme mental harm, right? Yes, you can keep them in a padded room in a bubble for the rest of their lives, but they are not going to fare well mentally. And there is no magic combination of words. There is no combination of you being a parent. The only thing we can do is own our mistakes, work on ourselves, and repair with our kids. That's it. That's really the bottom line because we're all going to mess it up along the way. We are all going to make mistakes. We are all going to lose it in a tough moment. And that's all we can do. Okay. So no, co-regulation doesn't work or not work. Co-regulation is you staying calm in their chaos. And that is it. So they can borrow from your vibe in that moment. Doesn't mean they're going to borrow it, take it, run with it, and be calm as can be. No. Okay. So actually that turned into a little bit more of a tangent than I expected, but that is all I have to say for today. Co-regulation does not work or not work. It is a state of being. And stop asking your kids why. They don't know why. All right, guys, that's all. Bye.